Everybody, welcome to Visual Communication and Media. My name is Adam Rozeski. It's a pleasure to see each and every one of you. My apologies for yesterday. For some reason, this video got corrupted, so I'm redoing it today. So if you see me in the same shirt for tomorrow's video, you'll probably understand why. But figured I'd give you some information on logos and their importance and how it'll help your assignment out tonight when you turn it in, or if you need any other help with that. So logos and their importance are symbols. They have a lot of different elements that are tied to it, and they correlate to the experience a lot. For example, they're a visual representation of the product company experience, and they have to show how their company is represented in more ways than one. They need to be simple and easy to understand and translate to any size, from a small Apple Watch to a billboard. Font style and format must always be considered, including cultural elements a lot of times. For example, Target, the bullseye represents this is the place to find all things. It's the Target area. Nike has the Greek athleticism symbol, or the symbol for Greek or for athleticism. It ties into sports and sporting equipment. Now, there's a lot of different logo designs that you can choose, and the different elements and how it goes in. For example, the abstract mark uses abstract concepts to kind of represent what the company's for. The colors in the circle represent a lot of what Pepsi's logo is tied into, even though it doesn't directly correlate to what the experience is or anything around it. It's abstract in the fact that the colors and the symbols represent the history of the company itself. Now, mascot logo has a mascot in front of it all the time, much like the Colonel from KFC. They'll always be front and center no matter what, and how they're kind of positioned a lot. Same thing with the mermaid in Starbucks. We'll come back to the combination mark in a minute, but emblem logos are very much more traditional. They deal with much more organizations, a lot of schools, federal organizations, groups, anything that's very traditionalistic in a lot of different ways. For example, Harvard, we have the wreath that says Harvard around it with a shield that has the word Veritas in 3 books. It's a Latin word for truth, and they always want to be known as the place to find truth and knowledge. Now, the other 3 at the bottom are letter marks, pictorial marks, and word marks. A word mark, which is the one on the far right, Google, is just the word itself. Now, a lot of times when you have a company, you might have a company's name that's kind of small. This could work in a word mark. For example, Google only has 6 letters. You don't have to go too crazy with it. Now, unlike the letter mark, which is on the left, that's for NASA. That stands for the National Administrative Space Association. That is a lot of words and a lot of letters. Obviously, you can't make a word mark out of it, so they abbreviated it and created a letter mark from it, specifically with their own design. That's a letter mark. Now, you also have pictorial marks. They're just an image of what it stands for, the company and what they do a lot of times. For example, the black apple with the technical element with the bite stands for Apple Computers. Now, you can combine a lot of these elements together to make your own mark, and that's what a combination mark is. For example, Burger King uses the abstract concept of a burger, using the buns and the words Burger King in the middle of it as the meat, but then they use a word mark to showcase the meat aspect of it from that point. But these are some ways that logos differentiate themselves and correlate to the experiences using the specific visuals. Now, you can go into detail a lot, like why does NASA use the color red, or why is Apple using a dark black, and the different reasons of why it stands for what they're working for. Same thing with a lot of different issues with it. There's a lot of ways to go about it, but other than that, that's all I got. So do keep in mind, you have your written assignments and your live lectures due tonight. Discussion posts should be due last night. However, if you get them done, I don't mind it if it's a day or 2 late. Other than that, that's all I got. So be safe, have fun, enjoy. Hope everybody's well. See y'all for the next. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to holler. All right, take it easy. Bye-bye.